Hey, Mike, how do you get 50 Canadians out of a swimming pool?
I don't know how.
You just say, please get out of the swimming pool. Producer!
Welcome to the Fantasy Forecast with Granberg and Biggs. It's the Schultze takeover. Do we know where Mike is? Has he been murdered?
I don't know. Last I heard, he was on assignment.
Okay. Thank you for watching on the Fantasy Football Advice Network on the YouTubes. We are here today with early, middle, and late round avoids at wide receiver. You know what's delicious, Schultze?
What's that?
This Waterloo Summer Berry Sparkling Water. Not a sponsor,
I literally
but
had one this morning.
Reach out.
Not a sponsor.
Now that I'm in, now that I'm in towards the end of my COVID recovery, and I can finally smell and taste again, the raspberry on this Waterloo Sparkling Water kicks. I love it. All right, so let's get started. We're talking about early, middle, and late round avoids. Mike talked about them last week, but that's in Yahoo leagues at half PPR. I'm the specialist in ESPN leagues with full PPR. So, you know, our rankings differ a little bit, and that's fine. That's okay. I heard that Yahoo just made Taysom Hill tight end eligible. He was just quarterback. Now he's tight end eligible.
We're starting to get into fantasy baseball.
He might get running back. Yeah, he might get running back eligibility, but still he's flex worthy. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Taysom Hill. We're here to talk about early, middle, and late round avoids. And my first one is an early round avoid, and that would be Stefon Diggs in round. He went in round 4 in the last draft that I did. I'm not willing to pay that premium for him. Hopefully, in my draft strategy, I already have 2 wide receivers and round or 3, and in round 4, I'm looking to pick up a running back like James Cook or Kenneth Walker. Also, Jalen Waddle is being drafted after Diggs. And wouldn't you rather have Waddle? Waddle is the wide receiver, too, on a highly productive Miami Dolphins offense. And Stefon Diggs is just one of many targets for C.J. Stroud. Nico Collins is the alpha in that room, and everybody really loves them some Tank Dell. Doesn't really leave a whole lot of room for Diggs to be the wide receiver 1. So his value has really fallen off a cliff since he got into that situation in Houston, and I'm not willing to spend round 4 draft capital on him because he's older, and I don't think the upside is there, especially when it's contrasted with year 4 Nico Collins after a breakout, and Tank Dell, who is just kind of chomping at the bit to get out there and become the next Jalen Waddle, if you will. What do you think? What do you think about my hot take?
Well, first of all, on the Waddle front, it's a much more concentrated target share too, man. Like, yeah, you mentioned the competition in Houston. Waddle is Tim and Tyreek. Like, that's the passing game show. But as far as Diggs is concerned, we saw the decline the last half of last season. The age is getting up there. I like Nico better. I like Tank Dell better. You get Dell after Diggs. And with Diggs, he's also been the dude who's been disgruntled in more than one place about the targets he's seen. Right. And so now he's getting sent to a team where he's not the for sure number 1 target. I think that is gonna poke its head out at some point this season.
Yeah, and you know he can't even get separation on his brother at the Pro Bowl. Who cares? I could get separation on Trevon Diggs. Anyway, that's not true. You know who else is going around Diggs's range in round 4? Cooper Kupp. I mean, let's not forget Cooper Kupp. Who's his target competition? Of course, Puka, but who else? Jordan Whittington.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm out on Diggs. Middle round avoids. Calvin Ridley Calvin Ridley's not in Jacksonville anymore. He's going round 7. He's got target competition. I talked last episode about Will Levis not being an accurate quarterback. He's got a resurgent Treylon Burks to deal with. Chiga Kronko's in that offense also. DeAndre Hopkins is the number one. So there's way too much. I'd rather take George Pickens. I'd rather take Calvin Ridley's former wide receiver room mate, Christian Kirk, Terry McLaurin, who just booted Jahan Dotson to the curb. I'd rather take those guys instead in round 7. I'm absolutely out on Ridley. Just saying.
I mean, it makes sense if you're that hard out on Levis, the targets are going to go out with him. Like, you aren't going to be high on one of the targets of a quarterback you hate. Like, it doesn't work that way.
I don't hate him. I hate mayonnaise in coffee.
That's fair.
I hate eating unpeeled bananas, but I'm sure Will Levis is a very nice fellow. I don't hate him. I just hate the situation. A, his talent, and B, that stupid smile that I want to slap off his face.
That's a good point. But I think for Ridley, one pushback I will have is Jacksonville kind of mistyped him last year and just planted him on the outside and kind of used him on comebacks and go routes and screens. Like, it was, they took Ridley the player and just used him and his skill set the wrong way. So I think Brian Callahan is going to be able to take advantage of that, get him lined up in different spots in the formation and, run him in the slot and stuff too. So I think that's going to help Ridley a lot, but I'm still with you on a lot of those other guys you mentioned, I still like better than Ridley. If I'm going to take a receiver for them, I'm going with Hopkins because we saw it last year. You mentioned Levis's accuracy issues. Well, DeAndre Hopkins is the perfect wide receiver for an inaccurate quarterback because that dude has like Venus flytrap hands, and Levis could throw it 6 feet behind him and Hopkins can come down with it. So if there's a guy I'm taking here, it's Hopkins.
And Callahan is also Treylon Burks is going to be lined up outside, which means that Ridley is going to be the slot guy. He's going to be a flanker, basically. So he's going to be in motion or lined up online in the slot most of the time. And what did Brian Callahan's offense do for the slot receiver in Cincinnati, who I believe his name is Tyler Boyd, and he's also in Tennessee. So
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So go ahead and avoid Calvin Ridley in the middle rounds. Now, I mean, if he's available in round 10, 11, 12, yeah, smash. All right. Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. No, you. Him. Her. They. Them. Are you ready to level up your fantasy sports game? Well, join the Fantasy Sports Advice Network. It's your go-to for top-notch fantasy and sports gaming insights. Skip the noise of Twitter and Reddit. Enjoy genuine sports talk without bots and ads. Dive into high-quality discussions and elevate your fantasy experience. We cover all of your favorite sports from football to basketball and baseball. Maybe later some other ones coming. Whether you're a diehard fan or a casual player, there is something here for you. Explore our polls, league classifieds, I did it again, and curated content from our creators. We've got articles, we've got videos, we've got podcasts, and they're all in one place. Get expert advice, earn rewards, make an impact with your sports knowledge. Join our passionate community and unlock your fantasy sports potential. Visit the Fantasy Sports Advice Network and download our app to start winning. And you can win autographed jerseys in our jersey leagues. Everybody who is a pro member qualifies. Just let us know which jersey league you want to be in, and you will automatically, well, not automatically, and we will slide you in there. We've got Josh Hines Allen IDP leagues. We've got Tyreek Hill family leagues. We've got other people in other leagues, all on Sleeper for your convenience, and we want to see you there. We want to interact with you.
I am another person, and I'm happy to say so. Other people unite.
we got the Schultz autograph jersey league. I can't believe I said explore our polls again.
Hey, come over, explore polls. It's safe for work, okay?
It doesn't say hour; it just says explore polls. But but if you're just a poll explorer, I'd prefer that you explored hours. All right. My final late round avoid is going to be Mike Williams. Mike Williams. I use the abbreviation for Williams, the old school Williams. Mike Williams of the New York Jets. Not able to stay on the field. He's got Garrett Wilson, who Braylon Allen called Garrett Wilson the best wide receiver he's ever seen in his life. I don't have confidence in Mike Williams to stay on the field. He's gonna bail out Aaron Rodgers quite a bit. There are going to be a lot of Rodgers getting out of the pocket, chucking it as far down the field as possible, and hoping that Mike Williams is down there. That's all great for best ball. It's not great in roster builds for redraft leagues. Some of and again, we're talking about late round picks. So this is essentially starting in round 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now, my standard strategy is to avoid taking tight end too early, especially now with so many potential top 10 tight ends that are out there. You don't necessarily need to get that anchor, that Travis Kelce. You're going to be able to find somebody at tight end 7, 8, 9 at ADP and take them. So you can, and also streaming is still a viable option. Same with defenses and kickers. The thing is, though, that ESPN makes you fill all of your roster spots. So let other people take tight ends, defenses, and kickers too high, and Mike Williams, and then save your pick 14, 15, and 16 for your tight end, defense, and kicker. And then I mentioned last week, there are a couple of outstanding picks that are I didn't talk about Jason Myers, who was absolutely a top 5 kicker. If you really want to, basically with streaming, you grab one until they blow up. And if you can find somebody that blows up in week 1, 2, 3, and 4, then you don't need to go through the streaming process. So Jason Myers is one of those guys. He's got Ryan Grubb's offense this year in Seattle. Ryan Grubb, who was the architect of the Washington Huskies offense last year, which went all the way to the national championship game. Now he's got his paws on Geno Smith and Sam Howell, who are both very viable fantasy quarterbacks. And then he's got his wide receiver trio of DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Plus, he's got Kenneth Walker and Zach Shrike. So you know that Ryan Grubbs is going to be scheming up some serious business in Seattle. And the beneficiary of that is going to be Jason Myers, who already was really good. You also have Cairo Santos, who was on a garbage Chicago Bears team last year and finished kicker 3. Now he's got an offense with more weapons and a better quarterback than they've ever seen. So Cairo Santos is certainly somebody that you can draft in the 16th round. The Raiders defense will be there. They were defense 1 from week 8 to week 18 and finished top 7 overall. But second half of the season, they were the highest ranked defense. Plus, they have Ja'Cory Bennett, cornerback, with another year under his belt, and they added Christian Wilkins in free agency. So Patrick Graham is going to have those guys cooking. Back to Mike Williams, you've got Brian Thomas Jr., who's still available in where Mike Williams is being taken. You've got Jalen McMillan, who is another rookie wide receiver who has more potential than Mike Williams does. So completely avoid Mike Williams at ADP. If he starts going off, take him off the waiver wire on after somebody gets frustrated with him or he gets hurt or whatever. If you're playing best ball, go ahead and stack him with Aaron Rodgers. That's not a terrible idea, especially if you're taking Breece Hall in the first round and you're getting his stack with Rodgers. But that's a best ball show. That's too much discussion from me. Shout out, Brian. Yes.
The only thing I got on Mike Williams, I was talking to my best friend about him, and he goes, dude, if Mike Williams, because he was talking about how Mike Williams always gets hurt, and he's like, if he would just stop catching every pass like he's jumping into a pool. And I was like, you know what? That's pretty spot on.
That's giving me Cortland Sutton vibes, and that wasn't that the funnest though, like running across the pool and then having somebody like throw you the ball and you jump across and catch it. And
you feel like
summertime,
the coolest person on the planet.
And the living's easy. Rodney's on the microphone with Ross MG. Sorry. I just had a very sublime moment.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe, share, hit the bell. Follow us on Twitter at BigBonedFFB. That's BIGBONEDEDFFB. And Schultze, SCHU1 TZY. That's the number 1, not the word ONE. Go to Fantasy Sports Advice Network and your account. If you sign up $5 a month or $50 a year for our pro account, you automatically gain entry into your Jersey leagues of choice. Interact with us. Our videos are right there. You don't need to worry about all the politics crap that's on Twitter at the moment. You don't have to like go to a separate place to find your creators on Discord or Twitter. You don't even have to go to YouTube because all of our YouTube videos are posted there. So it's everything all in one place, like I said in the ad read. And hey, we'll see you over there. And I hope you win.
We hope you win. Explore our polls.